Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and always hit your notification bells so you can be updated on new videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, hit the subscribe button so you can just tune in to good information as well as a lot of just information on beauty, skin, hair, lifestyle, the Bible, everything over here. And it's always positivity, and I'm always looking to help and uplift people to be better versions of themselves. So let's dive into why I decided to start therapy. Let's get in. So some background on therapy. I attended therapy when I was younger. I think from the ages of, I think it was between the 11 to 14, honestly. I typically went to therapy then mainly for childhood trauma as well as anger. That was a little bit different back then because I just had a lot of anger built inside of me from just the mistreatment, the abandonment, sexual abuse, all those things that were going on with me that was just inside of me in anger. And I typically did this therapy in boarding school. So once I left boarding school, I really didn't go to therapy again after that. And I never could quite find a therapist. Every time I would, have that year, okay, I'm gonna go get a therapist. And I'll go see one and there'll be 2 sessions and then I'll just stop. And then I also started to do a lot of therapy, court ordered. For my DUIs, you guys. So, after, the requirements of having to do court-ordered therapy, it actually helped me, which was really intriguing. And it really unpacked a lot of things that I went through as to how my drinking really started and why I was drinking. And then once I had stopped drinking and started to get more in depth and unpack a lot of the basics that I got from the DUI therapy, I realized I need to get into individual real therapy. And I found that I need to focus on more so childhood trauma, sexual abuse, anxiety, addictions, and family addictions, because I grew up in an environment around a lot of drugs and my mother was on drugs. And for a lot of years, if you are experiencing anyone that's an addict and dealing with a parent that's an addict, it's really a difficult life growing up with that type of situation. And then also suffering from a lot of sexual abuse along the road, especially sexual abuse to someone that was supposed to protect me, hindered me along the route too. And I just had a lot of just anger in me and I just grew numb. I stopped trying to have those feelings. And once I really started to understand how I was presented in my family and the childhood trauma and the things that happened to me, I knew therapy was important, because I'm not going to therapy to complain. I'm really going to therapy to get understanding on what were the bad things that happened to me in my childhood? What were the things that has come into me into adulthood that I need to remove? And what are the tools and the strategies to do these things? Because I pray all the time. I know God is healing me, but at the same time, I still need these tools to prevent those things from happening again, or prevent that trauma from hindering me into my future. And I think a lot of people aren't really understanding the purpose of therapy. And they're just thinking that it's just a quack telling you things, but really these people are also people who've experienced life. That's how they became a therapist. They studied the mind, I feel. Now, there are some therapists who don't care about their job, they don't take it seriously, or they just do what they do. But hold on. Woo. But I feel that there are a lot of therapists that are just there. They are really there to help you unpack your issues and then give you clarity on ethics, really. Because when you think about a lot of things that we go through morally and ethically, it's because of a parent that taught us this way, or a way we were raised, or the environment we surrounded ourselves in for so long that we start to lose sight of who we truly are, what are good values, what are bad values. We tend to start navigating toward the world's view instead of God's view, as well as principles of life. And I feel like in therapy, it's going to really give me those tools and strategies to come as my best self, know myself, honing on my emotions, because that's another thing that I lacked was emotional intelligence, because for so many years my emotions never mattered, my feelings, so I just started to just pile them in, just like pile them in. I never just expressed them. I felt they were, useless. It was no point. I wasn't really getting anywhere with emotions, and so I just stopped expressing them. But it also led me to dealing with a lot of people who were insulting my intelligence for me packing my emotions, which is a difference. Some people who've been through so much pain and hurt, they don't like to express things. So when people take that as, okay, they're not talking, they're not expressing something, they're not all the way there, that's not really it, because those be the most intuitive people. It's just that they're not expressing to you. So that's why I feel like sometimes people need to really get understanding on some things, because when you don't learn people and you don't pay attention and you're not emotionally in tune yourself, you can find yourself in some pickles, some tricky situations. And I found myself in a lot of those, and I had to get out that jam. And so I feel like just watching a lot of different like people who have mentally grown and developed, and just looking at pastors now who are also coming out for with how important therapy is and how they're in therapy, and just looking at, I pay attention to people's life and how they live it, and just looking at how they came from here, they went here, they're vulnerable. They also explain the tactics and tools that they've gathered along the way, and most of them said they got that from therapy. So I'm just excited for the journey with therapy. I feel like it'll really help me with the tools to better myself emotionally, better myself in my relationships, and then also better me spiritually, because once I start really figuring out the issues that are really going on with me emotionally and inside of me, I'll have a better prayer life. I feel like I'll really know what to ask God for to help me with, because sometimes I've noticed and I've learned that our prayers do get hindered because we're praying about the wrong thing, and we're not praying about what really we need help with. Even though God knows our heart, we still need to know ourselves too, to pray to help us. To help God help us. But it's just, I think that therapy is important. I'm not saying you need to be in it telling all your business. I'm saying you need to really be in there trying to understand you. And once you understand you and you understand your emotions, you need to get the tools to help you better you, change your emotions, and change your behavior. All those coincide. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be posting more updates on my journey with therapy and just some of the tools and things that I learned that I'll feel comfortable sharing with you guys. Some things I won't be sharing, some things I will, and just out of respect, understand. And if not, I don't care. But don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Hit your notification bells. And it was blessed speaking with you. Bye.